What's going on, YouTube? My name is SlapHappyGreen, coming at you like the back of the hand because we are back for day 3. That's right, the final day groups here at ESL 1 Katowice 2016. So basically day 3, last day of groups. Couple of 4 sets of best of 3s to decide second place in each division, setting up the matches for the playoffs, which start tomorrow on Friday. Again, best of 3s. So gonna lead off the first match of the day, which was Astralis versus Dignitas. Very interesting match. Two teams, both Danish, know each other very well. A lot of close matches between one another. Huge question mark though, because already playing with a standing glaive because Kiarbi wasn't able to attend the major. Then Dupree goes down with appendicitis or inflamed appendix. Has to have surgery. Can't play in the major for the rest of the tournament. So now Zonic, their coach, now has to step in and be the new 5th man for the remainder of the tournament, however long Astralis is going to be left in it. Creates a lot of question about whether or not Astralis could have pulled off this best of 3. Overall, wasn't particularly impressed with the games. Although Astralis won, I don't think it was really because they played better. I think they played their ways into a lot of situations where they could have lost and they probably should have lost. But Dignitas, particularly in the second map, was it the third map? One of the maps they stumbled very hard. Just weren't able to pick up rounds, weren't able to pick up frags, and because of that, Astralis was allowed to make shots and earn the victory here. I mean, you got to give credit to the Astralis team. Zonic had moments where he put in work. Glaive continued his strong performance as a substitute, as a stand-in for Astralis, and when they needed them to, the normal 3 guys for this team of Device, Kerrigan, and Zippix, all 3 of those guys had a couple of amazing plays on maps. Kudos to them. They came up big when they had to. They came up big when the chips were kind of considered against them. But in my opinion, all those maps, Dignitas definitely had a chance to win, and they probably should have won. A couple of really poorly thrown away rounds that makes it very difficult, really, for me. Yeah, not really much to say about that. Congrats to Astralis for picking up their game and winning, but I think today's match was more of a Dignitas misstep than an Astralis step up. Second match of the day was the Group B best of 3, which was, if I remember correctly, Group B was NIP versus Flipside. Could be wrong about that, but either way, NIP versus Flipside, and me, along with I think a heck of a lot of people, pretty much figured this was going to go one way and one way only, and that was NIP's way. But this was an example of a underdog team stepping up and performing huge when they had to. World Edit, a couple of amazing maps, Shara, Bondic, all stepping up for this team. Definitely a lot of good work put in, and you've got to congratulate the Flipside team on attaining legendary status at this major. They pulled off a hell of a game to defeat NIP. This is the first time that NIP has not gained legendary status at a major tournament. So again, kudos to Flipside for being able to pull it off. Definitely was not an easy fight for them, but they stepped up their games and pulled it off. Game 3 of the day, Division C, Liquid versus... Who did they play again? Liquid versus... Who did they play? This was like 20 minutes. Liquid versus Mousesports. That's right. Mousesports. Liquid versus Mousesports. good job by Liquid. Some of their guys had a bit of off games yesterday, especially Hiko, but they definitely pulled it back today. Did a lot better on all 3 maps. Whereas Mouse, they did a really good job of stepping up when facing elimination on train yesterday against Envious. A lot of players on the team, other than their usual star Nico, stepped up and had a good map. But that wasn't necessarily the case here in this best of 3 against Liquid. They didn't necessarily play bad, but there wasn't really anybody who stepped up and stood out for Mousesports, and that was kind of what they needed if they wanted to be able to kind of pull this off. Unfortunately, for Mouse, for the German team, for the home team crowd team, just not able to step up their game, and the team that I think most people would consider the better team in Liquid played well, played their game, and were able to handle Mouse pretty easily 2-0. So this sets up our last match of the day, our second rematch of the day from day 1, Astralis Dignitas being one of them, Fnatic FaZe being the second of them. Of course, FaZe defeated Fnatic on Dust 2 day 1, sending Fnatic into the elimination bracket. FaZe had a sorta so-so to poor game against SK yesterday, whereas Fnatic played a fairly good game against G2, but I felt that they got kind of gifted the win by G2 in the last couple of rounds. So it was really interesting to see how they were going to come out this game. The way the vetoes came out, they actually would have played Dust 2 again if this match had gone to a third map. Fnatic choosing Cash, FaZe choosing Mirage. Dust 2 would have been the seller if it had gone 3. But Fnatic held serve most of the way through the first map. Definitely kind of showed that they were a team to beat in this tournament. FaZe played decently early, but once Fnatic started pulling up rounds, they just never seemed to look back, and that kind of carried off into the second map. FaZe never really seemed to be able to get any momentum, and it was a quick exit for them. So, not really a whole lot to talk about these games. Like, really, it was just generally game 1. I felt like Dignitas kind of threw it away. Game 2, game 2 was Flipside, NIP. Huge standout performance by Flipside. A lot of players stepping up. Kudos and congrats to them for playing as well as they did. Third match, Liquid, better team, just playing solid, and Mouse just not quite able to raise their level to be able to compete with it. And then match 4, Fnatic definitely showed themselves to still be a very good team in Counter-Strike. Should be interesting to see how they do tomorrow in their quarterfinal matchup. Speaking of which, going into the quarterfinal matchups, Charlotte must probably be feeling pretty unlucky because they've had all the early matches so far in this tournament. They're actually first game again tomorrow, going up against VP. They managed to step up today and play well against Dignitas, but again, I feel like there were a lot of points where Dignitas kind of threw Astralis extra rounds. I don't think they'll be able to get that against VP. VP, strong team on LAN, always a consistent performer at majors. I would look at them to be able to do the majority of the work here, especially considering they're going up against a team that does have 2 stand-ins right now. Definitely shouldn't be oh fuck, lost my train of thought. So this is what happens when people message me during a video. Yeah, VP's not going to throw Astralis rounds the way Dignitas did in the best of 3. So with 2 stand-ins, I definitely see Astralis having a hard time. They could still do it. They definitely still have the skill level within the 3 main players and Glaive to kind of make up for Zonic probably not having quite the same skill level as we would like to see at this point in the game. But I don't think it'll be enough to overcome a experienced and still very skilled lineup in VP. I think this one will go 3. I think I think Astralis will put up enough of a fight that this goes 3, but I definitely think that this is a VP win. Second match of the quarterfinals tomorrow is going to be SK and Flipside. I don't think a lot of people are going to be giving Flipside a lot of credit. I don't think the odds are going to be too in their favor. But if they step up the way they did today against NIP, there's definitely a possibility that they could win it. But even if they play as well as they did today, this is just an SK team that, despite its hiccups last weekend at ECS, they're playing like they did last major. They're playing strong, they're playing hard, and they're looking like a near impossible team to beat, in my opinion. I look forward to seeing them continue that. We'll see if they can do that tomorrow against a surprising Flipside team. They've been surprisingly good. Wasn't sure if they kind of deserved that first losers game against Optic. A lot of players not performing there, but they did a good job of taking advantage of the opportunity, being in the best of 3 today, stepping up, beating NIP. Now we'll see if they can do the same tomorrow against SK. And last match of the game, I kind of expect this, well, sorry, not last match. Third match of the day, I kind of expect this one to be the match of the day. I think this is definitely one of the more even and should be one of the better matchups. Liquid versus NaVi. NaVi's had a great tournament so far, getting out 2-0. Good wins over both NIP and who did they play on the first day? I don't remember who they played on the first day, but a couple of good wins. Was it Flipside they played on the first day? I think it was. I think they played Flipside day 1. A couple of good wins against both NIP and Flipside. We'll see how refreshed and ready to go they come after the day off. And we'll see if Liquid can continue playing well. Obviously, this is a lineup with them, for them with Simple, with JDM. Hasn't been together as a 5-some that long, but they've looked good so far this major. We'll see if they can continue to ramp up the momentum and keep the good play going. I honestly think this is a match that could swing either way. It's going to depend on map vetoes and what fields of play that these guys end up battling on. Obviously, I think considering NaVi is its full lineup, whereas Liquid is kind of stand-in-ish with Simple playing in, and JDM so new to the team. NaVi's probably going to have a little bit of a deeper map pool to play off of than Liquid, but with the kind of pieces that Liquid have in place, there's definitely a lot of potential for them to do well in this match, and they definitely could win it. That finally brings us to our last match of the day, which will be Fnatic and Gambit. Gambit kind of being the surprise for most people, making it out of groups. I had a feeling they would make it out of groups. I didn't expect them to take first place though, beating Astralis, and then no, who did they beat first day? They beat CLG then Astralis, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they beat CLG then Astralis. Going up against Fnatic, I actually think this is going to be a very interesting match. I don't think this is going to be as one-sided as a lot of people think. This is the point of the tournament where Astralis actually beat Fnatic out last major at Columbus out in the quarterfinals. And I think it's realistic that they could do it again. Fnatic did look good today, but I don't think there's been a particularly strong tournament for them. Whereas Gambit is playing well. They feel like they're playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So they should be looking to come out strong tomorrow. I don't think they'll be intimidated at all by the fact that they're going up against Fnatic. And should be a very good matchup. I think that's another one that goes 3 maps. Unless the map vetoes goes really bad for Gambit, I think. And again, another match could be close. A lot of opportunity there. So yeah, I think tomorrow's match of the day is probably going to end up being Liquid NaVi. I think that's probably going to be the closest best match. Today, match of the day was probably NIP Flipside. Did not like a lot about the Astralis Dignitas matchup. Very sloppy Counter-Strike in that game. Flipside NIP, such a huge upset. Mouse Liquid. Mouse put up a decent fight, but Liquid seemed in control of that matchup most of the way. So yeah, definitely think NIP Flipside was the match of the day, day 3. And I look forward to probably Liquid NaVi being match of the day, day 4. First day of playoffs. But anyways, a little bit of a short video, not a lot to talk about. Just the 4 matchups, kind of really simple opinions. Like it didn't really come down to fragging and fragging or plays or any of that today. It was really just about who was on their game, who wasn't. Big step up by flip side. A little bit of a throwaway by Dignitas. I think they should have won today. Was really kind of disappointed that they did. I think it would have been great to see them in the playoffs. But in general, basically kind of a standard day as far as I'm concerned. Everything went kind of the way it looked like it should have for the most part, in my opinion, except for maybe that flip side upset. Huge upset there. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know who in the comment section down below who you think are gonna win each of the quarterfinal matchups, if you have an opinion at least. But that's gonna be it for me. If you look forward to seeing more, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the videos that are coming out. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out.